All right, in this video, I'd like to take a little bit of a change in direction. One of the cool things about this series and this project in general is that it is my own project that I am actively developing and working on. It is not just made as a tutorial project, and as such, I have things that I'd like to do. One of them being I tend to like to keep things a little more organized, and I realized that this jutting out is a teaching point for how we can make things a little more organized. So we're going to go over functions and this little thing called a create event. I don't like how this just sticks out here, and if I ever want to add anything onto the on possesses, I kind of have to like move this whole thing over. And it's big, it's bulky, it'll take up a lot of space eventually, and I don't like that. So we're going to change that. There's a node called create event. If we drag off of the event delegate and just search create event, boom, there we go. We have create event. This is incredibly useful as we can select a function and choose to create a matching function. When we do that, it'll automatically name one. I already have one made and named, just simply movement mode changed, so I will just select that. What this does is allow us to now condense things a little bit, clean things up. What a function is a condensed form of reusable logic. So within the actual function that you've created, it will give us all of these, which as we see are still the same as this actual event. The difference between a function and an event is a function can be placed in multiple places. We can pull this out and start to place it in different places. We won't need this necessarily. It only needs to be called by this bind. But now every time we do the actual movement mode changed, if you remember in a bind event, this will cause, so every time we have a change of our movement mode, it will call this. So it will call this function and perform this logic, which all I've done is copy and pasted what was exactly here. So now instead of having this, which is kind of obnoxious and big, we will just have this. We can delete all of this. Boom. I'm going to reduce my comments, which comments are made by just selecting a number of nodes, just pressing C. And there we go. That is infinitely more condensed and easy to deal with, while starting to introduce us to functions. Thankfully, we don't need much in the use of functions right now. They can be a little bit daunting. And in my series on the procedural generation that I've created, I will go very in depth over what a function is, how to use them, how to make them just so powerful and useful. Now, if we just play, sorry, give me a second. Didn't select a function. There we go. We need to make sure that we have the function selected that is the actual one that we want to use. We can see that everything still works. When we're falling or when we're in the air, we are still doing the desired logic of jumping to the node, jumping to the airborne node, or the airborne jump within the locomotion state machine. So that works as intended, all beautifully and excellently. Anyways, I would always recommend trying to keep things clean, straight, and just condensed as much as possible. It makes debugging a lot easier. It makes just visual clutter, in my opinion, makes coding just so much worse. It just makes looking at it awful. So there's a quick solution on this specific use case of the create event and functions. Thank you for watching. Feel free to ask any questions if you have any. Bye.